something new. And so I found and saw this on, I think it was Instagram, and kind of went into this and kind of reluctantly signed up. And then once I got started, it having the accountability, and here we are. I think it's almost 5 months to the day, actually. I think it's 5 months to the day. I'm down 76 pounds, I think, this morning I was.
Hell yeah, man.
It was strictly thanks to this program and kind of giving me the tools to be successful with this.
Had you tried any diets before starting this journey?
Oh
That
yeah,
didn't work?
I have tried to get healthy hundreds of times.
Yeah.
This is the first time that I have ever been successful as an adult. There were some times when I played high school football and college football that I had kind of lost weight or gotten healthy just for the sport of it.
Yeah.
I would consider myself still a kid then. And so as an adult, this is the first time that I've been successful with this. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I've tried everything. Yeah. And what's crazy is with this, all of this program, it was not anything fancy.
Yeah.
Which was the crazy part about it. It was getting active, making better decisions. But the thing that I think kind of got me most successful was I was not restrictive with anything. If I wanted Mexican food, I got the Mexican food. I just didn't get Mexican food 4 nights a week like I used to.
Yeah. And what were some of your biggest challenges before joining up?
I think probably just staying consistent. I would start something and I would get defeated and down on myself and say, screw this, I'm going to go binge on something.
Yeah.
And then was the kind of the habit that I fell into. And so I think that's been the difference is there's been times where I've had hard days and instead of binging, I go to the gym or I go take a walk, I get active now.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of changing that mindset, those small things to, I think that's been the biggest success piece of this is not letting food or being on the couch be a crutch for how I felt. I think that's kind of what it used to be, and now it's, I mean, there's still some days where I had a hard day today. We went to Texas Roadhouse and
Yeah.
had a steak and had some bread, and it was good. It was great. But I know tomorrow I will hit that protein goal range and hit that calorie goal range again. And the good thing about this is I went a little over tonight, but I still got my steps in. I still got my exercise in, and that's the difference is I don't feel like I have to exercise because I ate bad. That's just part of what I do now.
Yeah.
And I say bad relatively. I just had more calories than a normal day. But I don't. That's now not a domino effect of what I do. One bad day doesn't mean the rest of the week has to be bad.
Absolutely.
Or one day of over on my calorie goals doesn't mean that that's going to create an effect of being over consistently.
Yeah.
It was just tomorrow's a new one.
Absolutely. One thing that's powerful is there's no bad food, there's just over consuming calories. So it's like you had a bad day, not because of the food that you ate, but because of the fact that you went over your calories. And it's not bad, it's just delaying getting to your results. And it was worth it, right? Like you hanging out with your family and doing that activity, it's probably worth it.
Yeah.
So it's good that you can have that. And then not having the all or nothing approach where, oh, I ate bad, I might as well not get my steps in. It's like, no, I just do my steps, and that day I overate a little bit. That's good, man. It's really good.
And I think for me, the big shift is being more intentional about how I eat too. Like I knew I was going to have a big meal today, so the rest of my day I didn't restrict what I ate. I was just more mindful of what I put in my body.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's like to overeat consistently, and I don't want to get in that habit again. and I'm nowhere near that anymore. But just kind of being more thoughtful in my activity, and like another thing for today is I had a day at work where I had to sit a lot. We sat a lot of the meetings today,
Yeah.
and so I made sure I got up and did a 1.5 mile walk before work, because I knew that I wouldn't get my normal out of my seat steps at the school day.
Yeah.
And so I was just more mindful of I had to plan ahead, because I knew that I would have a day that was sitting, and I don't like those days, because I'm more active now, and so I made sure that I planned ahead of time to make sure that I hit that goal that I have for myself.
Yeah, where was your health, body, and mindset before starting? Where were you at?
Oh, it was awful. I was the most out of shape I'd ever been. I just found myself never wanting to be active. That when I get home from school, I just want to go straight to bed. I never want to get out on a walk. And now it is, if it rains, and like if it's a day that's rainy, I get mad because I can't be outside now.
Yeah.
Like our spring break's about to come up, and what would have been I love being outdoors, I love hiking, but I got to the point where I couldn't do that anymore without getting out of breath within like 5 minutes.
Wow.
And so I've planned some awesome hikes that are about to happen, and I'm still a big guy. I've still got weight to lose. I'm still not in the tip-top shape. Like, I will still get out of breath. I will still get tired. But I'm able to be successful in that now and go on these, probably a 6 or 7 mile hike that 5 months ago I would have said you're out of your mind for even thinking that I'd do something like that. I'm not even going to walk to the mailbox. I'm going to drive to the mailbox.
Yeah.
And now I walk to the mailbox because, one, I like being outside, and two, it's another way for me to get some more steps and get active and get outside. And so beforehand, I think it was just I mentally was down a lot, and now I think getting healthier, both physically and mentally, this has helped a lot mentally. Being outside and all the things has just made me a better person too.
And what made you decide, finally, I'm gonna draw this line in the sand and I'm gonna start my journey?
Honestly, when I got on the scale, we had a fall break, and my wife and I stayed home and didn't really, we just stayed home and did a lot of watching TV, and wasn't very active at all. And for some reason, I decided that Monday after that break, I was like, I'm gonna get on the scale and start getting healthy. And when I saw a 4 at the start of that number, it did something to me. I'd never been that heavy. I was never that big before. And then a few days after that, we had a Halloween thing at school, and there was a picture taken. And I saw that picture. I was like, that can't be what I look like. I don't feel. I mean, I didn't feel good, but I was like, I don't look that bad. And then I did. Obviously, I saw the picture, and so I think those two things combined just kind of really put something in me that was like, I have to have a change.
Yeah.
My wife and I want to start a family, and I'm the kind of person that will want to be active in our kids' lives. And I know that if I would have had a family 5 months ago, I don't know how active I could have been. But now this journey has kind of started a trajectory, honestly, of I am not done yet. I don't really have an end goal in mind, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just enjoy getting healthy. But I know that when that day comes, when I have a kid, whether that's in this year or the next year, whatever, I will be so much healthier to be able to be more active in that future kid's life too.
How does that make you feel?
I'm pumped. It really, like I have a nephew, my best friend has a 5-year-old, and I'm helping coach T-ball. So even that, 5 months ago, thinking of leaving work and going to coach T-ball with a bunch of 4 or 5-year-olds in the hot heat, this is easy. This is, I mean, um, honestly, it's this whole process too. Like, I am naturally a hot person.
Yeah, me. Yeah.
Being in the heat right now or being outside, like, normally I'd sweat instantly, and I'm not, because I'm not so overweight, I'm not sweating as much, which is nice too.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, coming from my experience, now you can speak from yours, but when I lost the weight that I lost, I personally found that, like, since your brain becomes more mentally healthy, my journey with Christ also grew. Would you say in the past 5 or so months that it's been the same with you?
Yeah, I definitely think that has been um, something that has changed me some too. Spiritually, has been a lot of times when I walk or when I'm doing something like that, I'm listening to a podcast or listening to a book.
Yeah.
Typically, that has a spiritual element to it. So it's been given me some time to listen and kind of redirect myself every day.
Yeah.
And so that's been not that I didn't have the time before, but because I had the same amount of time. I was just now I'm using it in a different way to feed myself spiritually a little bit, which has been nice.
What has made this approach different from what you've tried in the past?
I think honestly, the big thing that I've enjoyed about this is that it is not restrictive.
Yeah.
I think it is taking my busy life and finding small ways to be successful getting healthy. I think that's been the difference for me is it hasn't been like I've seen some programs or some influencers that are you've got to eat rice and chicken every meal. You've got to work out 10 days a week.
Yeah.
You've got to do all these things that are completely it controls your life. And I think for this, it's been helpful not to have a program that does that. But I say that also, it has completely changed my thought process on everything. I am more intentional about everything that I do. And so even though it doesn't take over and it's not restrictive, it has given me some tools to find ways to be successful in small ways too. Like I just find even small ways to get health, like to get my steps in. Like I'll park at the back of the parking lot.
Yeah.
I will I work in education, so I'm an assistant principal.
Yeah.
And so I will, if I need to go talk to a student. In the past, I would get over the intercom, call the student to my office. Now I'll go and walk down to the kid, grab the kid, and walk back to my office.
Yeah.
So it's even making small shifts like that have been helpful too.
How has your experience been working with me? 100% transparency.
It's been great. Yeah, it's been great. You've been anytime I have a question, you always answer. When I feel kind of discouraged about some stuff, you've been helpful with that. Or if I have questions, or if I am, because how I'm wired is I like to learn through this process.
Yeah.
So like if I have a checklist, I can check that off all day. I'm the kind of person that doesn't want to I want to be an active participant in what I do.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of times where I have questions, or I hear something, or I see something, and you've been able to answer those and kind of encourage through that too. And so I've always appreciated that for sure. And it's been nice to have a non-biased person in my life speaking some life into me too, which is so like I have a friend that's attempting to get healthy with me too, but he has not bought in like I have completely, and so and in the past we kind of would lean on each other to do some of this stuff, and it's been nice to have someone who is not that person anymore.
Yeah.
Just kind of give an outside of my typical daily life people to kind of speak some life into that.
What would you say is the most valuable thing that you've learned so far?
The most valuable thing I've learned. I mean, this is a simple thing, but like it's easier than I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
It is not a 15-point plan. It is literally three things. I do three things differently every day.
Yeah.
And now those three things can be challenging some days.
Yeah.
Like there are. I mean, honestly, from the start, I've taken being active very seriously.
Yeah.
And so, like, I had a goal of 8,000 steps from the beginning until recently. And honestly, for the last 5 months, I averaged 13 to 15,000 steps a day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always taken that part seriously. But there's days where I'm 1,000 steps below my step count. Either what was set for me or what I kind of had in my head of what I wanted that day. And I realized, you know what? That's a 10-minute walk. Go on a 10-minute walk. And you do the 10-minute walk. Or it's even if it's raining, it's grab a book and walk around my house for 10 minutes and get those steps around my house instead of just sitting in bed. And so it's a lot easier than it's been in the past. So I think that's been the thing that I've kind of learned the most is
Yeah.
it's not as hard as I thought it'd be. It's not easy. It's just easier.
Yeah.
It's a simple process, but you have to have the desire to want to do it. And that's the difference. Is I have that's been a big one for me.
Yeah. And how would you say that accountability has played into that, into your success?
I think that has been probably 70% of the reason why I've been successful here. I mean, I am a very competitive person.
Yeah.
And I compete with myself daily. So I knew that if I set my mind to it, I could do it. But having somebody that is there to support and help that has given me kind of the umbrella, the safety net to this process that 100 times before I've quit on myself, but now I have to face somebody that in a it's not serious way, but in a threatening way. I had to face somebody for what I've done.
Yeah.
Or do. And to me, that gives me a safety net of like, I will have someone to talk to through this. Like, there's been times where I know I've had just not the best day, and if I am not honest with myself, or if I don't track the things, if I don't do the stuff that I'm supposed to do, I know someone's looking at that.
Yeah.
And so for me, it helps me have some accountability for that, and I think that's the reason why this has given me so much success with this.
What has been your biggest milestone? Like, you've seen yourself in the mirror. What's been the biggest thing that you've achieved so far that you're like, wow?
I mean, lately I ran a freaking 5K.
Yep.
And the
Huge.
fastest, I did it about 10 minutes faster than I thought I would.
How fast did you do it?
I'm so sore right now. I did it in 42 minutes.
Legit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I did a program called Couch to 5K, and then about a month ago I got the flu, and when I got the flu, it kind of got me out of the rhythm of running.
Yeah.
I kind of leaned more towards the gym part because I don't really like to run, to be honest with you. I just did it because I signed up for it, and I was like, dadgummit, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
And so in the last month, when I did not prepare 100% like I wanted to, because I kind of got off course. I was still exercising. I was still doing all the things, but the actual getting my big butt up to run was not happening consistently. But I knew I had a 5K to do. So when I got there, I averaged like a 13 and a half mile. And I was like, how the heck did that happen? I have no idea how I did it. It is like, I don't know what happened, but I did it in 42 minutes. And, I mean, that's huge. I still weigh 327 pounds.
Yep.
And to run a 5K, 327 is a pretty big deal to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was definitely, if I was not the biggest person there, I was one of the top 5 biggest people there.
Yeah.
And I ran the thing, so I was pretty pumped about it. But I think that is the big milestone. There have been so many small milestones along the way. Obviously, when you look at the scale, that is when you're in a weight loss journey.
Mm.
That is what you unintentionally find success in.
Yeah.
You want to look at the scale and see, I lost these pounds, I've lost this much weight, which I think, regardless of the mindset that I've changed with a scale, I still think that is a good measurable piece for this.
Mm.
Honestly, the biggest thing that has changed me, that I feel like is a huge milestone for me, is when we changed seasons from summer to fall to winter. I created a box in my closet of clothes that didn't fit anymore. And it literally, this was before I even thought about getting healthy. I make the joke all the time of getting healthy, so I didn't really think I was going to do it. So this was like September. And on the front of it, I wrote, if these clothes don't fit by spring, I need to get rid of them. I literally wrote that on the front. And then probably January, maybe end of January, beginning of February, I got all those clothes out and they all fit. And then I had another box in my closet of stuff that I haven't worn probably since 2019.
Yep.
And it was like nice clothes. It was like the Polo brand, the Polo like $60, $80 shirts.
Oh shit.
And I had probably 15 of them. And I started trying them on, and every single one of them fit. And they did just like sometimes big people will button shirts and they fit, but they shouldn't really wear them still.
Yeah.
Like these things fit me.
Yep.
There wasn't in the buttons. And my wife gets a kick out of it a lot because I put those things on. I was in my underwear and I put a nice shirt on and I was modeling around the house. I was calling my parents, calling my buddies, like, dude, look at this. Look how freaking great I look. And so that was probably the biggest. That honestly might have felt better than the 5K to me, to be honest with you, because I
told yourself that you had to.
Yeah,
right.
I take pride in my look. Even though I was always overweight, I always joked as God made me overweight because if I was overweight and good looking, the world would be screwed.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting to the point where both are happening, and it's my wife gets not mad at me, but she laughs a lot because she catches myself looking in the mirror a lot and saying like, "Dang, you look good, dude."
Yeah, 100%, man.
But even like I've always been a big guy. I've never really tucked my shirt in. Like in all my jobs, I've never
Same.
been forced to tuck my shirt in. I went to a job interview recently, and in that you have to look professional, you have to do all the things. And I tucked my shirt in. I was like, holy crap, this actually doesn't look bad. I could get away with tucking my shirt in now.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that is like, it's a major shift for me. I'm still a big guy. I still have weight to lose, but if I'm not stopping now, but if I stopped now, I would be happy with the progress I've made. I'd be happy where I am.
Yeah.
I still have a lot of work to do because I still have some goals I want to meet here. But I have not been this healthy. I mean, I was talking to a buddy about it the other day. I've never felt this good before in a very long time. And it might be since high school when I played football, or college when I played football. So being 30, almost 34, and feeling the healthiest I've ever felt is pretty awesome.
Yeah, how does that make you feel?
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
except for getting healthy. And so now that, I mean, my wife made a comment recently of like, this whole process really has proven that if you set your mind to something, you can do it. And that has kind of been the thing for me is I've always felt success outside of this. And this is now the next kind of thing that unlocked for me of success that I've felt. And it's been pretty awesome. It's been cool because my wife's getting healthy too. She's, it's different for women. Women have, she's at a slower rate than I've been, but she's down 20 pounds too.
Wow.
She's killing it as well.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so it's been nice to have someone to do this with, which stuff has been good too.
What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about starting their journey?
Honestly, I think just do it.
That's
I
what
think there's a
everyone
lot of
says.
like, I think just do it, but take it like one step at a time. I think sometimes I started at over 400 pounds. That's a big dude. That's a lot of weight to lose. But I just took it 1 week at a time. And so I think that would be what I tell people is like, if you just start and then be honest with yourself and be consistent, then there's really nothing that's going to hold you back here. I think if people are able to invest in themselves in this process, because this is not it. Getting healthy is not a cheap thing to do. Between the food you have to eat, between the gym memberships you have to do, between the shift and the type of food that you're eating and investing in, this is an expensive process. But the cost up front is going to be tenfold for your future. And so that's the part that I think just start it, and then you have to be honest with yourself in the process. Because I know for me, there has not been a week that I haven't been dishonest about the progress. Like, if you're going to invest your time and your money and your being in this, you have to invest the whole piece.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to commit to 8,000 steps a day, get 8,001 steps a day. Like, it's you got to stop making excuses. And so just do it. You making excuses is what got you here. And that's the thing I had to keep telling myself is, do I want to go to the gym on a Saturday morning sometimes? No, not really. I want to sleep in. But the moment I'm done, I feel so much better. If I have a hard day at work, do I want to have to go, not have to, but get to go walk another mile because I still have 15 minutes of my workout to close my rings on my watch? No, I don't want to always do that, but I set a goal that I will close my rings every single day.
Yeah.
And come hell or high water, I'm going to do that because I'm just stubborn with myself and have that motivation. But you can't do this. You can't do this process just on how you feel. You have to buy into it, because if you let your feelings drive, you can ride with your feelings sometimes, but you can't let them drive all the time. And that's the piece is you just gotta do it.